Hi everyone, this is Ms. DeLu, and for Lesson 3, you will be introduced to dialogue. You'll want to have two tabs open, the tab to this slideshow and also the guided notes that go with the slideshow. The guided notes look like this, and you will be filling in the right responses here in the yellow. Let's get started. We'll review by starting with some information we learned in our introduction to the unit. Your GRASP, which is your goal, role, audience, situation, and product, is important because that's your ultimate product that you'll be producing. The goal is to show your understanding of how style and self-expression craft creativity. This is also your statement of inquiry. Your role is you are an author, your audience, other student authors. The situation, you are starting 8th grade and reflecting back on your life so far. You want to describe your reality in a creative and stylish manner. The product is to write a 5-vignette anthology that describes your reality by incorporating stylistic choices, such as figurative language, imagery, and dialogue. The criteria on which you'll be assessed has 2 parts to it. This one will be focused on make stylistic choices in terms of linguistic, literary, and visual devices, demonstrating awareness of impact on an audience. One of the skills or approaches to learning, ATL, that we want to master is students must be able to create original works and ideas using existing works and ideas in new ways. This is an important skill because most interesting jobs require creativity. Creativity is often inspired by something that someone created before you, and you can take elements of that and then use it to guide you in your own creation. How will you demonstrate this ATL? 3 ways to create original works and ideas and use existing works and ideas in new ways is by learning the skill of understanding and writing figurative language, imagery, and dialogue. We've already reviewed and practiced writing with figurative language and imagery, and now we're going to do dialogue. What is dialogue? The definition of dialogue is a conversation between 2 or more characters, or it can tell a story, explain a character's reaction, or help explain what the character is thinking. What is the purpose of dialogue? Dialogue is a literary device that engages the reader and audience's attention by moving the story forward and bringing the characters to life in an entertaining way. If you read The Giver, you may recognize this dialogue down here. There are 2 main parts of a dialogue. A dialogue contains what the character said and the dialogue tag, which is the speaking verb and plus the speaker identification. The sentence that the character says begins and ends with quotation marks. "Do you like cake?" asked Tina. The first part is what the character says. The second part, asked Tina, is the dialogue tag. It includes the speaking verb, asked, and the speaker identification, Tina. This is a paragraph with no dialogue. Take a moment to read this paragraph and see how you visualize it. Now, this is dialogue that was revised from the last paragraph into dialogue. And take a moment to read this and see if you can visualize everything a little bit better. There are rules for writing effective dialogue. One rule is to limit using generic speaking verbs like said and told. In the last passage, you read, "Dad, I need to talk to you. Demand it, Shamika." Demand it is a much stronger speaking verb than the word said. Another rule is include words that describe body language and tone. For example, from the last passage, Shemeka yelled as she walked across the room and prepared to slam the door. This is describing what she's saying, she's yelling, but it also includes what she's doing, what her body is doing. It adds a visual to the reader's mind. It's important to punctuate dialogue properly to make it easier for readers to understand. So you're going to watch the video, Rules for Punctuating Dialogue, and respond to the questions. Notice that you have 3 columns here. The first one is what type of punctuation. So you'll be learning about quotation marks. You'll write in what the rule is, and then you will give an example. So you need to write a sentence using quotation marks effectively. Then you'll learn about making a new paragraph, and you'll write the rule here, and then you'll give me an example that demonstrates you understand how to show a new paragraph. And then you'll keep going with direct quotations, indirect quotations, periods and commas, question marks and exclamation points, and divided quotes. Remember that as we read The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros, you identify how she uses her style via dialogue to describe her personal experiences which shaped her relationships growing up. Then you will use dialogue and other forms of creativity and style to describe your own personal experiences which have shaped your relationships through your life. Once you finish this introduction lesson, then you'll be ready to do the practice lessons for dialogue. Good luck!